Angry Fan Movement is the movement to move with. URL TV for life. You already know what it is.
Now, when we get, as a fan of watching battles, the meat and potatoes is the actual battle. When I look at the actual battle, because I'm a fan, I like battle rap more when, you know, money was on the line, niggas was betting jewelry, it was something to win. So when I sit down and I look at a battle, when I sit down and I look at the battle, and I'm watching round for round, 3-0, I don't care, like, I understand you got to take the platforms into consideration. I get that 100% because I've been to mad events in different leagues, and it is different at every league.
It's weird, right? It's weird.
It is. Exactly. I'm not going to lie. But I don't see nobody in battle rap today. I don't see nobody that could 5-0 Iron Solomon. I don't see nobody that could 3-0 Lux. I'm keeping it real. And when I watch the battle, this nigga isn't losing rounds. I mean, yeah, we could give him that. He knows how to win. That's for sure. And you know what? Whether you're impressed or not, the nigga's not losing.
I get that. No, I get that. And you know what, though? I definitely feel like he has this ability to win, and he's definitely good at that. I'm not going to lie. Even it's kind of confusing. Like, even when I look at Mook sometimes, I feel like, man, when I listen to him, I'm like, I could destroy this guy easily. But I know if I battled him, he would warp the whole situation, and he would just make it look a certain way. And he's really good at that, man. I'm honestly not going to argue that. Like, he knows how to fucking win a battle. He knows how to leave a battle looking better than his opponent. 100%. And he always does that. That's the thing with him. But, you know, you can't shit on other battlers.
The only reason I harp on the whole winning thing, honestly, is because, like, today, battle rap is fucked up because I feel like too many niggas know niggas is going to get paid regardless, and niggas is just acting like they won battles knowing they lost. And that's the fucked up thing. That's why I'm harping on winning and losing, because it's like, yo, this shit ain't even competitive no more. Like, it's no build-up. Niggas is losing and then taking pictures after, like, they won and shit. Like, this shit is just fucked up now. Niggas got to get back to winning.
I agree with you, but you know what? This comes from a lot of these guys, too. I could only say the same for, like, as of right now, like Hollow and Thesaurus and people like that pretty much it comes from them never being in no tournament situation in their whole life. You know, they've never been in a situation where they actually had to go through a tournament. I've seen Hollow do it. I've seen a lot of other guys do it. But I haven't seen Mook do that. Like, I haven't seen Lux go through a fucking tournament.
Well, nah.
Hold on, listen to this. Listen to what I'm going to say. Listen to what I'm going to say, though. Hold on, and then I'll let you talk. But my whole point is, I've never seen them actually go through a bunch of guys in a tournament where they didn't know who they were going to battle. And not only that, back in the day, they used to, like, and Mook is known for this, and we know this, and anybody who's in New York knows this. These guys used to go around spitting the same verses for different people. Iron Solomon used to do it. Everybody used to do that back in the day. They have a verse ready, and they just go around and they spit it to all the same people and beat people with the same verses. We weren't allowed to do that, Caps. Growing up, we weren't allowed to do that. Not me, not Hollow, not The Source, not Ilmac. We were never allowed to. We had to come up with fresh material every time. Every time we had to come up with fresh material, bro, and that is extremely hard to do. This goes back to my point of why battlers are more important than actual rappers to hip-hop, and I'm going to tell you why. Because a rapper can fucking come up with a hit song and then for the rest of their life go up there and recite the same song. Let's just take Snoop, for example. You know, Gin and Juice. All he has to do for the rest of his life is just recite that. He doesn't have to fucking try his hardest and every time give you a classic every time he comes up there and reinvent himself and have to surpass his last material. There is something about having to surpass yourself every single time that makes you the warrior that you are in battle rap. And if you don't have that, that also is another thing, dog, that you can't give credit to. You can't just be like, yeah, well, he was running around killing people. Well, yeah, we didn't see it. And plus, a lot of people know it was the same bars, like remix, like or the same verses exactly. You know what I mean? And that's really hard to do, man, like being in a tournament and not knowing who's coming next. And I understand Fight Club that happened. But these guys kind of knew who they were going to battle. No, I get that. But you got to know, these guys also knew who they were going to battle. And a lot of those verses were used, like, on similar people and on different people. Like, they were using the same verses. So, you know, that don't count no more. Imagine if somebody even repeated a punchline in a battle today, what would happen to them, bro? Like Mook, you know, and a lot of these guys, that's what they do. They recycle a lot of their own punchlines and taps. I know you see it. You're sick of this shit. Like, and people are jacking Mook and jacking other guys too. It's not just them recycling each other. I've seen DNA do it to Mook. Like, what was it? Like hands up in the air, like 905 or something. What was the line? You know the line. It was some clock line where your hands up in the air. And then DNA did the same one recently. Like, come on, bro. We know you've seen the Mook battle, and you just changed the times, and then you just said hands to the side, like fucking 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, this is not good, bro. This is like horrible. And for actual what we do and how hard it is to come up there and reinvent yourself every time, bro, it's a spit in our face. It really is, especially when people don't take that into account. So, you know, the Fight Club days do count. Those for me do count. But again, it wasn't as tough to win a 60-second battle, knowing who kind of you were going to fucking battle. And yeah, it was 3 rounds, but it was 60-second rounds. Like, that shit was kind of amateur compared to what we do today. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, that, he did that. That's fucking super impressive. No, it's good. It's more impressive than a lot of the shit people do today, because a lot of these guys did freestyle. You had people like Jin that would show up. But look what they did to Jin. They didn't appreciate the shit that he did. Solomon just had 3 written rounds and fucking annihilated him. So that was the point in time where everything turned from being improvised. And again, I go back to that same thing. Why Hollow, you can't put people like Lux or Mook on Hollow's level is because Hollow's a complete battler. If you cannot improvise, if you cannot do something on the spot, nothing, if you can't just nothing at all, bro, if you just can't rap at all like that, then that kind of says something about your skill level, man. I'm sorry. Like, and again, that's where we put Arsenal and Conceited lower than Hollow. And you know, again, that's no disrespect to Hollow and Conceited and Arsenal, but like I said, I keep it a buck all the time. I battled Conceited once before at a warehouse where we were auditioning for like a clothing company. We were like doing a commercial for them for Arisu. You can find it online. Ilmac and Conceited teamed up against me and Arsenal. We did a little 2-on-2 in the warehouse. And you know what? Arsenal did freestyle. So you know what? I'm going to give Arsenal a little bit more props here because Arsenal can freestyle. He can come up with shit on the spot. But, dog, Conceited stood there like a mute. You can watch it. He did not say a word. He just got bashed by all of us. We just ripped his shit, and he had nothing to say back. So again, you got to consider that. Like, if Mook was ran up on right now in the middle of the street by, like, Hollow or someone like me and was like, let's go 3 rounds right now, what could Mook do? What could Lux do in that situation? What could Conceited do?
Yeah, but Mook had him rounds on deck. Mook had those rounds on deck, B.
Okay, he did back in the day. I completely get that. But right now, we're talking about right now, Doug. Right now, if somebody runs up on him, he's not going to be able to give you a good performance off the top. He won't be able to. You're going to be like, damn, that's why he needs so long to prepare. And then you're going to realize the difference between someone like Hollow, who's going to immediately start cooking. And you got to count that.
I actually feel like Mook would have more shit prepared than the niggas not to holler because y'all freestyle. But I'm saying I know
he's sitting on rounds.
I know he at least got some verses that he know off the rip that he could spit off the jump. Like nowadays, I feel like these niggas don't have no extra rounds. Like you remember him and Lux battling in the
you're right.
Was he battling? And the nigga Mook that was Jay Mills. Jay Mills was like, oh, I got 1 more. Mook said, I got 20 more, niggas. Like, Mook got rounds.
I love that. Yo, I love that about the old Mook because I was the same way. I'm the guy that goes forever. Honestly, that's another thing you got to push Mook back up now for. See, like, we're counting points. But when we're counting these points, you got to take away points from people and give them points where it's fucking reasonable. And yeah, okay, now Mook pushes up a little bit up the ladder with that. Mook is the type of guy that can keep going. A lot of rappers, they might get to that 3rd round, and you might just be like, yo, I want another round, and then they go mute. Yo, there's something to say about that, bro. That's not good, you know? And that's where you do give Mook points, you know what I mean? And you got to be like, okay, yes, he's a prepared, he's ready to go to war. But again, mixtape verses don't really work like that anymore like they used to back in the day. And we know from Rex, because we see Rex doing it, and it don't work anymore. It pisses the fans off.
Okay, but this, you know what? Yo, this. Hey, this question. I don't mean control, but real quick question. Do you think Rex put in more work than Mook? If it came down to them two, you would put Rex over Mook?
It doesn't take a split second to think about that, bro. Rex definitely, bro.
But
Like,
but I mean,
he's
Mook being the
big guy
nigga in Dot Mob. I said, but Mook being a big nigga in Dot Mob, it don't mean nothing.
No, it does, but it comes from being exclusive and smart. Caps, you got to know what that comes from. You're feeling that because you're confusing why you feel that way. You feel that way because there's something you don't know what it is. Damn, Mook just feels so much more of a bigger, more important thing, but that's because he's exclusive. When you make yourself exclusive and you don't battle constantly, that happens. It becomes a demand. It's just basically demand, supply and demand, man. If you're supplying too much, your demand goes down, and then people stop looking at you that way. That's why I've been chilling out. I've been chilling out because, dog, I was battling every fucking month for years straight, and that watered me down. That made people take me for granted. And now I'm making, and you know what? It's working for me. It's working. The shit that Hollow and Mook and Lux do, like, that shit is working for me. But Hollow, he dabbles more. He jumps in more. But still, Mook and Lux are amazing at that, and they know how to keep themselves exclusive, and it's very smart for the brand. And as a businessman, Mook is a genius. You know what I mean? We're not denying that.
Biz, you know where the game got fucked up, man. We needed the camera around early, man. We needed the camera
around what?
We needed the camera around earlier because we had Bizarre was up here Bizarre was on the show like 3 weeks ago, and he said, you know what I'm saying, Mook used to run around with Proof. He was like Proof Lil Man, and Mook came to Detroit and smoked like 8 niggas in one day. Like, if we'd have had the camera around for those battles,
I heard about that.
Just like, that's where it got fucked up.
No, I agree, but you know what, though? We all have that. You got to realize that Mook is not the only one that has those crazy situations that he's been in. Like, we all were running around doing that. Like, dog, for me, even worse than Mook. Like, I wish, like, my beginning of my career was online like that, bro. Redman and these people used to come and watch us, bro, like fans, when we were, like, 18, 19 years old, bro, and, like, that was off word of mouth. Like, we were running around smoking everybody everywhere we went. I went to Chicago. I put myself on a plane with $60. I went to Chicago, dog, and I literally battled 100 rappers in a line. Like, everybody knows about, like, you could ask about this. It's called the All Out Annual Logan Square MC Battles, and 150 rappers came in from all over the country, and literally I slept in the street for 2 days just so I could battle at this place. And they put me in the Chicago Tribune, bro. They gave me, like, the second page. Like, I was damn near front page on the Chicago Tribune because of this accomplishment that happened back in the day. But, yeah, bro, and this is real. You can even find the article online. Mood Swangs could find it for you. Like, this is some real shit. Like, they covered this shit about me, and they literally it was the most incredible shit ever, bro. I was running around Chicago, dog. I was knocking people out. I almost got fucking robbed twice. Like, it was the craziest experience ever. I was battling people left and right. I got cheated in the final against a Chicago native because, not in the final, I got cheated in the semifinal. I made it to the semifinals, and literally it was the craziest shit ever. But that's neither here or there. I don't need to get into that. My whole point is, yes, a lot of us are hurt by that, bro, the fact that the camera wasn't there early. And I'm pretty sure Mook and Lux would both have a lot more props from people if the camera was around to capture some of their craziest moments. I'm not going to deny that because I know that's a fact. I'm already knowing.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? It's just, what?
Hey, Diz. How you feel about Jay Mills?
Jay Mills is fucking incredible. I wish he would come back. But I don't know if he would be that good anymore. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Yeah. So, Jay Mills, like, the famous, fuck your life, fuck your mom, fuck your wife, fuck your fucking the whole thing that he did, that shit was like epic as fuck. It was classic. It was definitely like that was legendary shit that he did. So I feel like Jay Mills has a lot of, he has the ability to do a lot of, things that are going to expand battle rap and just legendary things. Like, he's a pioneer. I consider Jay Mills a pioneer. I just don't feel like if he came back now, it necessarily would be the same because we know how much shit has changed. KRS-One said to one of my friends that he would murk me. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to set up the battle, you know what I mean? And I don't know what happened. He ignored it or whatever the case is. But, at the end of the day, he's smart to do that because KRS-One is the reason I battle. He was the first battler that I ever seen. The Bridge Is Over was the first thing I watched on VHS, and I knew that this is what I wanted to be for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but in that coming from someone who idolized KRS-One growing up, he would get killed today. He would absolutely get fucking the floor wiped with him. So,
Agree.
and I feel like, maybe Mook is like in that same category kind of. He was definitely the truth back then, and he was definitely he was ahead of the curve before anybody was. Mook, Miles, and Lux were like the first battlers that we really saw. Like, these were the first battlers that I saw. You know what I mean? And Mook was clearly ahead of people. You know what I mean? But it's just, how long are you going to stay ahead of the fucking curve? Like, how long can you stay on top is the question, and stay being the guy that is ahead of that, that's pioneering. And that goes back to me being like Arsenal and Khan. Arsenal recently has taken a little dip, but still he has the ability to just come back and easily, you know, he's still in the scene. And you got to know, when you're battling a lot, you water yourself down. You just got to give yourself a break. If anybody gives themselves a break, any one of us, me, Arsenal, Conceited, Hollow, if we just chill out for like 3-4 years and we come back, dog, we're going to wreck the whole planet. Our performance is going to be unmatched. Because when you're sitting on crazy material like that.
Hey, Diz.
You know what, Diz?
Hey, Diz.
Go ahead.
How you feel about Sirius Jones? Sirius Jones.
Sirius Jones, like, he's another dude, like, for me, that back in the day, I feel like he was just ahead of a lot of people, but he took too much of a long period of time where he didn't come back, and a lot of people caught up. And now Sirius Jones is catching back up. He's trying to prove himself again in a lot of people's eyes, and that's why a lot of people are like, nah, you ain't top 5 anymore, top 10. But Sirius Jones was that guy back then where he was, and he was killing everybody. And the humor that he had against Jin and that type of stuff that he brought to the table, a lot of people learned from that, and they took from that, and now they're that good, and then they don't give him props anymore. So yeah, that's where we give Mook the props, where he created that crazy style that we got to always not shit on Mook for that, and we can't be like, yeah, you know, you ain't nice anymore, but it's like, bro, how long are you actually staying nice for? And that's the thing. If Mook comes back one time right now and does something that blows all of us away, I'm going to be the first guy to be like, tip my hat. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a hater, bro. I even told Kaz the other day, but Kaz didn't even respond to me. You know what I mean? Because he's just, you know, Kaz is insecure as fuck. And that's why he projects the whole, I'm the best. That comes from insecurity. You know what I'm saying? I even told him, like, yo, even though you jabbed me in this track, I was like, this shit is fire. He didn't respond to it. Because he doesn't know how to respond to somebody actually, like, keeping it 100. You know what I mean? And that's another thing with these guys. Like, a lot of battlers can't respect each other. They don't want to give other battlers respect where it's due. So then it seems like it's hating. I just want you to know, whenever I speak, it's always coming from a pure spot, and it's always 100, and I'm not speaking from ego. You know what I mean?
All right, so question. Should Cassidy be on Mount Rushmore or no?
What's up? What about Cass?
Should Cass be in the Mount Rushmore?
You know what? He would be Mount Rushmore for industry fucking lyricists, I think. Like, industry rappers that have kept it true to hip-hop. He would be definitely not battle rap, man. I mean, you know, he has his, 5,001, but, like, again, and we know, obviously, if the camera was around, it would have caught a lot of his stuff, too. We understand that. But, again, how long were you ahead of the curve? And then, his battle with mine is an isolated situation. Cassidy's not going to be able to come back, and I see you saying who's going to beat him. Because if he battled anybody right now, from Rum Nitty to, I could give you, like, names that are not the biggest fucking top-tier battlers, and they would fucking wash him. And we know this.
But you know what?
I'm not speaking from a hating standpoint.
But Diz, you called Cass on his first battle back.
You were supposed to destroy him.
Yeah, but I mean, people have bad days. I was supposed to, and I didn't. That's fine. I mean, I can acknowledge that shit was a shitty performance for me, both my second and third round. Even though my second round was like the most realest shit ever, I just don't feel like I executed any of that shit good. And that happens, bro. And you know what that happens from? Let me explain it to you. And I'm able to talk about this comfortably because I know. This happens from having a lot of battles, Doug. You're not going to be able to perform. Bro, I have 98 battles on camera. Do you understand that? You're not going to be able to perform. I have 98 battles on camera, dog. You got to understand that you have to give me my respect for being able to still perform this good. For being able
you can't be that flaw. You can't be flawless 98.
You can't. Bro, you can't. The fact that I'm still able to do the shit that I did to Jonai, to Iron, like, bro, this is really hard to do. So, yeah, I'm going to flop sometimes. It's sad that it happened on my biggest battle against Cassidy. But you know what? I'm able to live with that. I fucking love that I battled Cassidy, bro. That was a big thing for me. people walk up to me now, and I don't get no hate for it in person. I get hate for it online, but in person, all I get is props for it. So it's a positive thing. And you know what? Cassidy, if I would have destroyed Cassidy, bro, then you would have removed another opportunity for battle rap. The fact that Cassidy still has a lifeline, we still have the ability to have a classic with Cassidy. We could still set up a Cassidy battle that could bring attention to battle rap before he gets murdered. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to survive his next battle, but, if he does, again, I'll be the first person to say it.
Hey, Yo, Diz, you know what? Go ahead, Captain.
Huh?
Go ahead,
What's up?
Now, real quick, I'm going to ask you, which battle meant more as far as beforehand and afterhand, Cannabis or Cassidy?
I mean, I felt like the Cannabis shit meant so much more because the thing is about the Cannabis battle is it was the first time somebody of that stature has stepped into battle rap. And you got to understand, Cannabis is a way bigger name than Cassidy on a hip-hop level. He's etched his name into legendary shit. Whoa. Of course. What do you mean? Of course. What do you mean? What has Cassidy sold besides, listen to this, listen close. I'm going to put your shit in the real perspective now. What has Cassidy, because their point was to become industry rappers. When has Cassidy went gold, and what has Cassidy sold more than being on a record with R. Kelly? What has he done on his own? He's done nothing, bro. Cannabis by himself, went gold, sold over 500,000 copies, which became probably almost 1 million over the years, okay, with a battle against a legend, LL Cool J, and he's had his Eminem thing. Like, Eminem walked up to Cannabis on set and told him, "You're my idol." Bro, that's how their beef started, because Cannabis brushed him off. So you got to know who Cannabis was at the time. He was top 10, 5 lyricists of all time, and there was a point in time, bro, if you're hip-hop, you remember, there was nobody better than Cannabis, bro. Everybody worshipped Cannabis at a time, bro. There was nobody on earth better than him, and he didn't need to have. So Cassidy's his biggest claim of fame, bro, what blew Cassidy up was being on a record with R. Kelly. That's R. Kelly's record, bro. You got to know, Hotel is not Cassidy's record. So besides that, what impact has he had on hip-hop, dog? Cannabis fell off fucking hard, and Cassidy was able to completely retain his stardom more than fucking Cannabis did. Yeah, Cannabis went MC Hammer on us. But at the end of the day, bro, as a hip-hop head, bro, you talk to Rakim, you talk to anybody, all these guys, bro, they still put Cannabis above anybody in their head, because we all, Channel Zero and a lot of fucking records that Cannabis put forward were literally blueprints for lyricists and hip-hop, and he had the most respect, because remember what hip-hop was about, bro. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about flashing. And it was never about your success in the mainstream or the white world. It was literally the respect. That's what it was about. That's what we count your currency in, because we're talking about lyricism and we're talking about hip-hop. It's respect. And Cannabis had that from every single forefather, from every person, from Cool G Rap to Melly Mel. It doesn't matter. All our forefathers put Cannabis up there, and even the younger people that followed put Cannabis up there. And you could name from Wu-Tang to anybody that will tell you that Cannabis was that guy, bro. And again, that's why it was bigger for me. It was surreal. To be honest with you, when I was 14 years old, I heard a Cannabis record, and I sucked at rap. This was my first time I started writing fucking punches and shit like that. And I told myself that one day my goal in life was to battle Cannabis. That was my goal in life when I was 14 years old. I thought to myself, one day I have to beat this guy so I could be at the pinnacle of this shit. And you know what? It happened, but it was fucking 10 years late. But you know what? It happened. And at the end of the day, that was a big milestone for me. In my head, it was surreal standing in front of him. It was different than standing in front of Cassidy. Standing in front of Cassidy was a lot easier to digest. Standing in front of Cannabis was mind-blowing. Like seeing him right there, even though he had a swing on, it was just mind-blowing to see him right there, bro, and just be like, hey, yo, it's Cannabis. Yo, seeing that was crazy for me. I don't know. You know, I was thinking of LL Cool J. I was thinking of M and how they had problems with him, and thinking how now I had a chance to clear all that up. That was crazy to me.
So Diz, do you think because I'm looking at as far as y'all, the battlers taking industry rappers, do you feel like you put is it harder to prepare for them? Do you put too much pressure on yourself? Because I look at like you and Cash. I feel like you should have smoked Cash. Even Hollow, right. I feel like Hollow should have smoked.
He should have smoked Button. Yep, exactly.
What is it? Is it like you put too much pressure on yourself?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what it is, man? And Hollow will tell you the same thing. Me and him have discussed this, and we feel identical about this situation. There's something about a battle with a star, someone who has star power, and a battle that's not in your backyard. And when I mean not in your backyard, I don't mean turf. I mean like King of the Dot or Smack. It's not part of our culture. This goes back to what I'm saying. And the star power in a new fucking league that makes you feel alien and suddenly the smaller guy in the situation. It's so weird. I don't know how to explain it to you, but there's something about it that does not feel right, and it does not feel like it does not feel like what we built, and there's this feeling of something is off, and it takes away from your power and confidence. There is something about that. My confidence wasn't fully there because of the star power and the fucking weird, Philmon situation. That ruined my, stepping into a King of the Dot battle. I'm about to smoke this guy. Stepping into a Smack battle for Hollow. I'm about to kill this guy. There's something about that. And then star power creates crazy, bro, there's something about it. They earn that. And the fact that Cassidy has put in that work and earned that power, you can't take that away from him in a battle just because you're standing in front of him and you have better bars than him. You know what I mean? There's something about that just overpowers you. It's not even him doing it on purpose. He doesn't even know what he's doing. It's just the way he looks to us, the way we perceive him to our mentality, the way we see him is just, it's hard to shake that, bro. I don't know how to explain it to you. Now I'm having more experience in it, and the fact I have 2 battles under my belt. My third one, which probably will happen next year, whatever I have against another legendary MC, it's going to be easier for me to execute this. I think third time is a charm, man. I think I'm going to pull it off a lot better the third time. But, yeah, man, there's something about that, bro. It's something weird. Ask Hollow. He'll tell you. Hollow will tell you the same thing.
I feel like if Cav's going to come back, I think Arsenal deserve it, man. And I know Arsenal ain't going to play no games with him. Arsenal ain't going to play no games with him. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal did Mr. Fab dirty.
100%. You know what? Thank you for saying that, and I really feel that Arsenal is the guy for Cassidy to battle. I don't know. You're on point with that one. Without a doubt, I see Arsenal as the guy that should be battling Cassidy. And I know how a lot of people want to see the Mook thing because they had that back and forth, but I really think that him battling Mook would still be more like a commercial battle because of how Mook has made himself exclusive. It's kind of but it still would be a good battle. Mook and Cassidy would be a good battle, but not for us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, Arsenal, that would be really good for Arsenal and Cass to battle, man. And Arsenal's going to disrespect the dog shit out of them, so it'd be really fun to watch. So, but hey, man, I don't mean to cut you guys short. I got this family thing I got to go to, man. It's Sunday, so this was really fun, man. Whenever you guys want to talk about more,
Dez, appreciate it, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys bringing me on as usual, man. Thank you, Cass.
That's what it is, man. Be easy, homie.
All right, man. You guys have a good one. Hit me up. All right.
Wow.
Fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, my breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking heads, man.
Gang fan movement is the movement to move with.